Down for first reading. The House comes to oral questions. The first in the name of the Honourable Paula Bennett.
My question is to the Prime Minister, sir, and reads, does she have confidence in all her ministers?
The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
On behalf of the Prime Minister, yes.
Supplementary, does she have confidence in her Associate Minister of Education who, despite section 2.69 of the Cabinet Manual, which states, ministers should take care, however, to ensure that they do not become associated with non-government organisations or community groups where the group's objectives may conflict with government policy, the organisation is a lobby group, or the organisation receives or applies for government funding, has not declared any perceived conflict of interest in relation to He Puna Marama Trust?
Could I advise the Minister that there are 3 Associate Education Ministers? Which one is she referring to?
Point of order, may I answer the Minister's question?
No? You can, yeah. You've got to. In the question.
No, the question's been addressed.
Okay.
It's not quite in the normal frame, but it's been addressed.
Have any of those Associate Ministers of Education declared any conflicts of interest in relation to charter schools?
To cut to the chase, seeing allegations have been made in this House, and they were against Mr. Davis on this matter, can I say that the Cabinet Office has given a ruling on this matter inside the construct of the rules around the Cabinet Manual, and they have found that the allegations in this case are baseless.
So in light of section 2.79 of the Cabinet Manual, which states any minister who is an associate minister to a portfolio, irrespective of their delegations, need to manage any possible conflict, how has her Associate Minister of Education, Kelvin Davis, managed his conflicts of interest in relation to He Puna Marama Trust?
Because in Mr. Davis's case, all he did, I know whether it was how, when and why. If you'll keep quiet, I'll let you know. Well, unlike that massively conflicted former minister, we know what the Cabinet Manual says. And Mr. Davis, in Mr. Davis' case, he merely provided information to the Trust, pointing them to the publicly available information. Better independent judges on this matter, in the terms of the Cabinet Manual ruling, have decided that he has offended no rule at all.
Offensive. Supplementary, does she expect all of her ministers to sign out their own answers to written questions?
I would imagine that every minister is responsibly looking at their questions. I know that we were attacked with a telephone volume of questions by the former National Party government when they went into opposition in some sort of vindictive act. But I would imagine that every minister would be signing out their own written questions.
So, supplementary, does she have confidence in her Minister for Broadcasting, Communications and Digital Media, who doesn't seem to sign out her own answers to written questions, thinks a breakfast with a senior manager in a government's entity she's responsible for isn't a meeting, and fudges details in written and oral questions?
Order. Order. Well, I am going to let the Minister answer it, but there was probably 3 allegations that were made, unsubstantiated allegations were made as part of that question, all of which are strictly out of order. The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Mr. Speaker, the fact is that having a casual breakfast meeting with someone, which is very frequent given the proximity of the media to politics in this part of the country, mainly Wellington, is not going to give rise to a conflict of interest or failing to disclose information as to the official nature, when it may well just have been sharing a breakfast.
Supplementary, does she have confidence in her Minister for Māori Development, given she had to withdraw 67 misleading written parliamentary questions?
The answer to that is, if the officials wrongly prepared the answers, Well, I do recognise...
No, I've just asked the Deputy Prime Minister to sit down. If members on my left want this line of questioning to continue, they will let the answers continue.
I do realise that some members of this House claim to have an elephantine memory and are able to answer all their questions without any preparation at all from their civil servants. We admit to being far more humble than that, and we rely upon the public service of this country to prepare the answers. Sometimes they may get it wrong, and that's why they'll be withdrawn. But there's no... Yes, because I just said ministers sign them out because civil servants haven't prepared them. You'd expect the minister to rely upon those civil servants. Bearing in mind, these were the same people gifted to us by the former government after 9 years of being in office.
A supplementary question, the Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.
Does the Prime Minister agree that in order to ensure administrative accuracy, it may be a possibility that written questions would have to be amended?
Most definitely. That sounds like the reasonable, rational, sane thing to do, which is why it has appeal on this side of the House and no appeal over there.
Supplementary. So does she have confidence in her Minister for Foreign Affairs, given he railed vehemently against TPPA for years and now suddenly seems to be one of its biggest supporters?
No, sorry. Does the member want to have another go at the question?
Oh, no.
All right. You understand? All right.
I cannot think of a minister that the Prime Minister has not got more confidence in. Because what that minister has managed to do alongside the Minister for Trade and other colleagues is to take a ragtail sellout of this country's sovereignty and turn it around in a national interest. That's why Donald Trump wants back in.
Question number 2, Dr. Shane Retty.